Hey y'all! Today I have a question for you. At what point does dating your employees stop being romantic and start being predatory? Lately, I've been getting into realty-based reality shows, and after watching Selling Sunset and Selling the OC, I noticed a pattern playing out with Jason from the Oppenheim group. I know I can't be the only one who's noticed that he perpetually dates his employees. Not once, not twice, but 4 times. It always gets put in a beautiful frame shaped as falling in love. But here's the thing. When you're the boss and every woman you date works for you, that's not just romance, that's a power dynamic. And the more you look into Jason's dating habits, the more it starts to feel less like genuine relationships and more like easy access. Because let's be real, he's not dating these women for a long-term commitment. This is just the easiest way for him to blur the lines so he can get what he wants. And honestly, this pattern doesn't just look messy, it could come back to bite him in the ass. Because eventually, one of these situations isn't going to end in friendship. And when it doesn't, his entire empire could implode. Jason Oppenheim is a broker for the Oppenheim Group, a realty company with multiple offices in various locations. Jason runs the company alongside his twin brother, Brett. They started their business from the ground up. And this is where the first boss-employee relationship formed between Jason and his employee/friend, Nicole Young. Nicole and Jason dated first approximately 15 years ago, which would be around 2010 to 2012. Nicole then made her debut appearance on Selling Sunset during season 6, after we had already been introduced to 2 other relationships between Jason and his employees. Those 2 relationships were with Mary Fitzgerald and Chriselle Stoss. Jason dated Mary around 2014 to 2015, and their relationship lasted roughly 6 months to a year, including a lingering period where they lived together. Despite the breakup, they have remained very close friends and co-dog parents. The dynamic between the 2 of them is very freaking odd though. They hug each other a lot for extended amounts of time, and he's always calling her honey, trying to appease her.
And I'm not arguing about anything with anybody.
Okay, you don't have to, honey. No.
Doors open because I actually have listings. I actually have clients. So many times.
Can you stop?
No, I'm not going to stop.
Come here.
I'm done.
Ready?
To start one more fucking fight with me.
Honey, I hear you. Just asking you to take a deep breath. Just want you to relax a little.
God, what if I really are about to make out right now? Look at this. Jesus Christ. Oh.
If I saw my boss favoriting someone the way Jason favors Mary, I would think he is very unprofessional. Jason and Chriselle, who were friends and co-workers before dating, went public with their romance in July of 2021.
You got it.
Look at this.
Their relationship lasted around that 6-month mark as well, ending in December of 2021. The breakup was reportedly pretty much confirmed due to differing views on having children, as Chriselle wanted to start a family while Jason was not ready.
Obviously, he knows I want to have a baby, and it's something that, we've taken a lot of steps to get there. He just told me that he doesn't want to have a kid. As much as this hurts me to say, I'd been clear with him what that would mean, so we are done. We broke up.
These 2 have also remained close friends after the split. It was this relationship, though, that really rang the alarm bells for me on Jason's true intentions, because he knew from the very get-go that Chriselle wanted to have kids, and he knew that he did not. He went as far as to pretend to debate having children with multiple people in his life.
It's something that Chriselle, she wants a family. So this is kind of the prerequisite to everything else. I can definitely see myself as a father, and I think I'm a great father to my little dogs. But it's a huge commitment. I'm going slow, but I'm thinking about it. Ever since I was an adult, 18 till now, not something that I've really seriously considered. And part of that, I think, is finding someone who you think would be, that you trust as a mother, too. I'm considering it more seriously than ever before.
If we're being honest, it's clear that Jason was never planning to have kids with Chriselle. He knew he couldn't get in her pants off a one-night stand because she's a respectable lady, so he rolled out this fake romance plot to get in her pants, knowing he would just pull the trigger down the road under the guise of not being ready, because because he did the exact same thing to Mary.
I mean, because, it's like he's been very open about he's not been for commitment. And
I dated him. I've never seen him like this. Jason and I dated about 6 years ago, for about a year. We were happy, but he can't commit. And he just kind of freaked out and broke up with me just out of the blue because he doesn't want to be unfaithful. And so he just ends relationships before anything would ever happen. And he always has done that in every relationship.
It's the long con, and he has to do it because of his appearance. He's short, and no matter how much guys believe that girls are only after money, the truth is girls are even more shallow than that and actually care the most about appearance and manliness. So even though Jason is very wealthy, the only women he will attract are gold diggers, not genuine 12 out of 12 women in the aspect that he's looking for, as in beautiful, young, smart, nurturing, because all of those women are able to get with the rich guys that are also hot and sexy. Currently, Jason is now dating his 4th employee. As of April 2025, Jason is dating Jessica Vargas, a fellow realtor at the Oppenheim Group. However, to no one's surprise, the couple confirmed their breakup in statements shared exclusively with People, which were sent jointly on Sunday, February 15th of 2026. With Jason stating, "Jessica is the most beautiful woman I've ever met, inside and out. And while we won't be husband and wife, we will be best friends," Oppenheim tells People. "Having her in my life is what matters most." This fits perfectly into the pattern of Jason's relationships only lasting between 6 months to a year and remaining best friends after the fact. Now, Jason also had another girlfriend in between Chriselle and Jessica, but she wasn't an employee, so it doesn't really matter for our conversation. What does matter to our conversation, though, is Jason hooking up with another employee in a seeming drunk, friendly hookup. This realtor's name is Amanda, and she was married to NFL player Ralph Brown until their divorce in 2012. In 2019, he went missing and left his kids behind for Amanda to raise on her own. In a season 6 episode, Amanda sticks up for Jason at a group dinner, saying that she did not think Jason gave Chriselle a listing just because she was hot, but because the Oppenheim Group is a family. The only getting a listing because Jason liked her was a statement that Nicole had made about Chriselle. Amanda fiercely defends this family narrative by stating she knows Jason had good intentions because she never fucked him and he still paid for the down payment on her house solely so her kids could have somewhere to live.
I don't have a family, and the Oppenheim Group was always my family.
It's a very ancestral family.
I haven't fucked Jason.
Me neither. Me either.
He paid the down payment on the house so my kids can have their own bedrooms and I can have my own bedroom. That's family.
According to her, this proved that he views everyone as family and that that's the only reason why he helps out. Now, I'll admit, when I first heard this, I actually fell for it for a second and thought Jason was a real stand-up guy who looks out for the people who help him. Only to find out at the season 7 reunion that Jason and Amanda actually had sex.
Is it because I made out with Jason?
At some point in that 23 years.
Did you only make out?
No.
You hooked up too?
Yes. See, she doesn't even have to be hooked up.
Wow.
Jason. Obviously, I think that Amanda wanted to hook up with Jason to a certain degree, but I also think that her having sex with him made it easier for him to go ahead and help her buy a house. I don't think he would have done it without a strict contract if Amanda had not slept with him. At this point, I was already questioning Jason's character, and this just made me feel icky. It made me feel like he's really dumb, reckless, and selfish for putting his brother's livelihood at risk for some pussy. Let's say these women did want to take action against him. There could potentially be grounds to charge him with prostitution. At its core, prostitution means engaging in sexual conduct in exchange for something of value. Compensation does not have to be cash. It can be drugs, housing, gifts, or any other benefit. According to my research, laws governing sex work are primarily written at the state level, which means definitions and penalties can vary among states, but the core structure remains consistent. So in LA, the law targets the direct exchange of sex for compensation. The attempt to arrange that exchange and anyone who profits from it. So in that case, if Jason did buy Amanda a house because she had sex with him, then he could potentially be implicating the other brokerage they worked with because they would have technically profited commission off of that sale. Continuing on, the sexual conduct covered is typically defined broadly, covering intercourse and other physical contact intended for sexual gratification. Most state statutes go further than criminalizing the completed act. Agreeing to engage in the exchange or even making the offer is enough for a conviction in the majority of jurisdictions. This means that if Jason and Amanda even just made a joke being like, haha, if I suck your dick, will you pay for my down payment? Could be enough grounds for both of them to be charged with this crime. Both sides of the transaction face criminal liability, the person providing the sexual conduct and the person paying for it. This means that in a typical undercover sting, the arrest can happen the moment a price is discussed, well before anyone touches anyone else. We already know from their own mouths that they did have sex, so if they had any prior discussion about buying the house, then this appears to be a crime. Another piece that muddies the waters is that it is a federal crime to knowingly transport someone across state lines with the intent that they engage in prostitution. Imagine that Jason and Amanda were on one of their many work trips when this sex happened. That could essentially be considered as human trafficking. A conviction for this carries up to 10 years in federal prison, a fine, or both. Now, with all this being said, there are two more things to discuss. The first is about the state of these women when Jason dates them. 3 out of the 5 women were in vulnerable positions at the time of dating Jason. Mary was a single mom trying to make it work. Chriselle was freshly divorced, and Amanda had been abandoned, left completely alone as a single mother to 2 kids. I just can't shake the feeling that he seeks out women who he knows could use his financial and emotional support because that's all he has to offer. I don't see a problem with providing those things for your woman, but keep it out of the workplace because the power dynamic is just not fair. If shit were to hit the fan, any of these women could lose their job and livelihood. Where if it's a random girl he met out and about, her life isn't completely intertwined with his. I just found it so weird that all of these relationships end with the women having no real beef towards Jason and saying that they're gonna stay best friends with him. It's like Jason just gets off scot-free after basically using them as an extended hookup to just going right back into being best friends with them so he can then go and hook up with any random woman he wants guilt-free. Then the women are tricked into believing that they can't feel slighted by this situation because it was a failed love story. And what other choice do they really have? To have beef with their boss? That didn't end well for Nicole. That leads me into my final point of why what Jason has been doing needs to be called out. The 3 women working in the office altogether that he dated have all had some sort of beef between the 3 of them: Chriselle, Mary, and Nicole. When Nicole came into the show, she was caught saying that Jason only gave Chriselle a listing because he thought she was hot.
Years ago, Jason added both Nicole and I onto a listing. And Nicole didn't think that I deserved any credit when the house sold because I was a fairly new agent and she felt like she did a lot more work than I did.
She's going around saying that the only reason you get listings is because you're fucking the boss.
You know what? I am fucking the boss, first of all. Happily fucking the boss.
Good for you, by the way.
And you know what?
Now, according to what we've seen today, I would say Nicole had a point. And Chriselle only got defensive because it was her reputation on the line, when it should actually have been Jason's reputation at stake. Had he not started sleeping with any of his employees, these rumors wouldn't have had oxygen to grow. But Chriselle must know that if the rumor does start, she will be the one punished, since it would make Jason look bad, yet he somehow always finds a way to get off scot-free. In retaliation to Nicole's comment, Chriselle claimed that Nicole does coke and called her a crackhead.
You already said things that were hurtful to my business, which is why you're getting this energy back from me. Because you don't have a lot of points and you're on drugs. Oh, you're on something.
I'm on
sorry.
drugs?
Every time you talk, you're talking like this. And I'm like, I don't know what is in your drink or what you're on, but why? Because it doesn't seem like there's only wine in your glass. You've been acting a little cracked out all night.
This in turn upset Mary because obviously Nicole and Mary all do drugs and drink together, which is a whole other conversation for another day.
Nicole, you are not a crackhead. I'm clarifying that to everyone. Please. You are not a crackhead, nor has she ever been.
One of my first interactions with Nicole is, your bachelorette party, and she ends up, doing all these drugs and going crazy on everybody. So
But my
I'm just
bachelorette
saying,
party.
this is a long time ago.
You're bringing me and Amanda and the rest of my friends and a bunch of other
No,
people
I'm
into
only-
this.
no one? Mary? No one?
Chris,
Seriously?
But after this, Mary was supposed to be the fill-in manager and was forced to mediate between these two women who all three hate each other and have dated the same guy.
as her boss, I have to just try to be fair and put my emotions aside. But
So sorry, honey. She should never have said that. I don't know why she's like.
She has nothing else to go off of.
Jesus, why can't everybody just fucking get along? It's not that difficult.
All of this so Jason could run off on a passport bro vacation with his new 24-year-old 6-month excursion. Meanwhile, his business and exes are all back home fighting and fucking shit up.
It's like I have to be here for anything to get done.
After Chriselle made the drug allegations, Nicole made a really bad dig at Chriselle's now deceased parents because Chriselle had opened up about her parents' struggles with addiction during her childhood.
period.
Even if it was true. Oh, honey, you're confusing me. You're confusing me with your parents, okay? You seem to be obsessed. Get out right now. Nicole.
It was a low blow. And after it was said, Chriselle never talked to Nicole again, and Nicole was basically fired from the show, but not from the actual Oppenheim group, if that makes sense.
Trying to just avoid jab after jab after jab. And then at a certain point, I snapped back. I knew it was savage. I didn't call her names. I just said,
You should
it's
have
not
just
me.
called her names. That would have been better. Any reference to someone's dead parents is categorically off limits. But you're going to have to leave this office.
All of this drama and nastiness could have been completely avoided had Jason remained professional and not slept with his employees. The whole thing is a shit show fuckfest and not a company I would want to work for. All of this could also become a bigger problem if other brokerages decide they don't want to work with them because they could potentially be affiliated and caught up in illegal activities. The final thing I want to go over is the network that produces Selling Sunset because they are just as to blame for promoting this behavior. So Selling Sunset was created for Netflix by Adam DeVillo. He has produced many reality shows, and if we go to his website, Done and Done Productions, we can take a look at all of his work. So of course, Selling Sunset, Laguna Beach is one of his first ones, Selling the OC, Selling Tampa. These three here are older ones, The Hills, The City, Music City, Selling the City, and his clients, it's on a lot of different networks, even Bravo. According to my research, Adam DeVillo got the idea for the show when he saw an advertisement for the Oppenheim Group in a magazine. Adam says, I ripped it out and gave it to my development executive, and I said, call these people, get me an interview with them. It's the next part that he says that was interesting to me. Adam says, it was pretty remarkable that it's like an all-female ensemble cast, and these two twin brothers were running it. To me, it seemed like a no-brainer. This is one of his first interviews talking about the show, and he immediately mentions the all-female cast with 2 male bosses. I'm assuming that Adam noticed this dynamic and knew these brothers had to have been dipping their toes in the pot and knew it would make for some great TV. Adam tattles on himself a bit more in this interview when asked about the 2019 launch of the series. Adam says, I don't think we ever knew exactly what it was going to be. I know when I approached the Oppenheim brothers about being on the show, they were very hesitant. They didn't want to be like a Bravo type, so to speak, with no offense to Bravo. They just didn't want to be on a show where there was constant fighting. I promised and said, no, I'm going to make it about real estate and these high-end homes you guys sell in Los Angeles. Our first one was a $40 million house, which is crazy, but of course, I told them we are going to follow their personal lives and see what happens. Now, that's all great and all, but I believe Adam knew this show was going to be drama-filled, and it's most likely why Chriselle was brought on in the first season as an ex-soap opera actress that ended up bringing all the drama by getting divorced and then dating Jason.
Of marriage, I think of, you work on things with people. If they're not perfect, no one is. You don't go out looking for greener grass. Sometimes you have to water the grass that you have. You were filed. He texts you. 45 minutes later, the world knew. We're going to find out soon. Can I ask what it is that you are wavering on? I don't know. I love Mary so much, but I feel like our relationship is not the same as it has been since the breakup. I get it. She's been best friends with Jason forever.
Has Mary spent time with G? Has she hung out with him?
Not the way you guys have.
Previous realty shows like Million Dollar Listing are already shows like this that mainly focus on real estate and some outside life. But Selling Sunset was clearly meant to be a sex-forward reality series with messy work-life relationships like Vanderpump Rules. Adam proves my point once again by mentioning women being the focus of the show while promoting Selling the OC. The article reads, Netflix ordered a spin-off called Selling the OC, a yet-to-be scheduled show that focuses on their other firm in Newport Beach. DeVello teases, it's a fun cast. They have zero filter, and it's not all females this time. There are quite a few who are single, while some are newly married. It's a different world down there. To me, this is him admitting that he first booked Oppenheim because it was all beautiful females who were majority single. This is a very smart man, so you can't convince me his ideas were innocent when it came to this show. He could see the shit show from a mile away. Hell, the first episode in the first season is literally titled, If Looks Could Sell. I believe Adam knew what Jason was doing, and I bet the interview when they found out Mary and Jason were exes felt like finding a pot of gold. Lucky bastard. In all seriousness though, I hate the subtle undertone being made that women have to sell their bodies in order to come up in the corporate world or even just in life sometimes. It reiterates in a subtle way that as a woman, it's good to date the rich men around you because they can help you out. You should not have to sleep with anyone to have your true talent recognized. Yet, all four of the women Jason dated from his brokerage, Nicole, Mary, Chriselle, and Jessica, have all come up in life tremendously since dating Jason, and that's surely not a coincidence. Not to mention Amanza, who came up on a house for sleeping with Jason. I think men should add to the lives of the women they choose to date, but again, it should be kept out of the workplace for reasons like we've talked about today. It's such a weird thing to platform, and it's even more weird I haven't heard more people talk about this. I've seen a couple TikTok posts, but that's about it. What do you think about these potential allegations? Could we be onto something here? Do you think Jason is just such a hopeless romantic, desperately searching for his wife? Or do you think he plays the long game with women to avoid the public judgment of having multiple one-night stands with his employees? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It was great talking to you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!